Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I'm Dave.
And I'm Charles. Well, Chuck.
Chuck. He's Chucky today. So thank you guys for joining us late. I know it's kind of a pain in the ace, but, work is work, and that's how we have to handle that. But we're going to make some changes now because of all this. So starting next weekend, we are actually going to be doing our show on Monday nights. That way we can make sure we're early enough for you guys, and, you can catch us before you go to work. So, so next week, starting next week, Monday nights.
Same time, right? 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think so. I think it'll be all right.
All right. So what happened last week, Dave?
What do you mean, what happened last week?
We weren't able to go live last week.
Oh, that's because I had to work.
Oh, man.
On Tuesday?
No, that was actually because your internet was down.
Shh. Shut your whore mouth. Shh.
I mean, it's fixed now, so what does it matter?
Shh. Let's not jinx it.
Is what it is.
It is what it is.
No, we're here. It's fun.
So we got 2 weeks of catching up for everybody. What you been up to? I know you rode your bike today.
Yeah, I had a nice bike ride. I wanted to get one in before my surgery on Friday. I'm having all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out, so that's exciting.
At least your face isn't all swollen and.
What?
I said at least you said you had your wisdom teeth taken out, right?
This Friday.
Oh, this Friday. I thought you said you had it this.
No, before I get my wisdom teeth taken out this Friday. So I'm not looking forward to that, but it needs to get done. So great times. Mm-hmm. But they said that because of my red hair, because apparently red-haired people have a natural tolerance against anesthesia. So
because of all the souls you guys eat.
I guess they have to pump me full of more anesthesia, which means I'm probably going to be down and out till like 7 or 8 o'clock, as far as like, craziness. But so they said to make sure I have plenty of pain meds and everything like that. But
good.
As far as this past week goes, haven't really done much. I finally, I got my my Airbnb booked out for the trip in September that I'm taking with my brother. We're going down to Branson for like a weekend. So, a little adulting. That's fun. It's been a good week though. I mean, nothing crazy, nothing bad, just normal week, I guess.
Can I say it? Because this might jinx it and all, but like, I'm just going to say it. Like, it's been a good month overall. Like, the past month of time has just been really good.
Good.
Like, even at work, I'm positive. Yeah. And it's been nice.
Well, actually, there is something I do want to talk about before we get out of this. But so I was having some issues with my Progressive Insurance app on my phone. Oh. And so I called the customer helpline basically, and a young lady helped me, and which was kind of funny, and I can't remember how we got in the conversation, but I told her what I do, that I'm a paranormal investigator. I've been investigating for a while now, and like we had like a good, I would say 10-15 minute conversation about paranormal, and then it led into like, oh, I actually have a podcast with my friend. You can look us up on YouTube. So if she's watching, I hope she enjoys, obviously. And
oh yeah.
I hope you enjoy the podcast. And I warned her. I warned her. I was like, hey, we talk about some pretty out there things, and Dave and I are likely to fall off the handle, just like, like at any time. Like we'll say some random stuff is what I'm saying. So right, it's perfect for us. But no, so if you come across this, just like the video or comment if you want to. But she's all the way out in Arizona, I want to say, is where we're talking about. We were talking about a town, and the paper's out in my car. She told me about a town to visit that's supposed to be like super haunted, and I can't remember off the top of my head. No, not Nelson.
Oh, wait, never mind. That's in Vegas. Never mind.
Yeah,
Or
I was going to say, what? But no, that was awesome. And, you know, all that good jazz. Austin, we see you in the chat there. Kelly, what's up? Josh, what's up? Cassie, what's up? Thank you guys all for being here. It means a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of plug that in there. It was like one of those totally unexpected things, right? Like,
Yeah.
There are people that want to talk about the paranormal so bad, but it's hard for them to do it when they don't have people to talk to about it, right? So just having that random phone call conversation was just it was kind of nice. It actually really brightened my day and made it just a great overall day. So that happened yesterday. So it made me feel pretty good. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Very, very much, obviously. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to take up your spot of how your weekend stuff's going.
It's cool because something similar happened with me this week. I think it was Sunday.
Yeah,
I believe it was Sunday. So as you guys know, like I've got the Midwest Mystery Tour going on later this year, starting in October, and I was checking somebody out. I was helping check out, and this lady was this girl that was a foster child, and I just brought up, you know, one of the places that we're going to be investigating for the mystery tour, which is going to be the Thomas Building here on November 4th, the Thomas Building. That I'm actually going to do like a not a fundraiser, but like a clothing drive for them, because
sweet.
State of Kansas did away with their allowance for foster families to have for clothes, like the clothing allowance. They did away with that. So stupid.
Yeah.
And the lady that owns the Thomas Building, she's a foster parent, and she's going to eventually turn the second floor of this place into a clothing store for foster families.
Oh, that's cool.
So the kids can come in and pick out clothing and stuff like that. Well, I told this lady this, and she went out, she bought a bunch of clothes and gave them to me to take for the event. And then a lady overheard what I had just told this lady, and she gave me big bags full of clothes. So I've got a bunch of clothes sitting in my car that I need to take. I need to store them so I can take them up for that event. And anybody that's watching, if you want to donate clothing, wait till the event, because I'm not going to load up the car. Wait till the event.
The entire take the bags with us on the entire trip. That would suck.
No, yeah, exactly. But if you're going to the event, on the 4th, if you have extra clothes that you want to donate that you don't need or want to get rid of, bring them to the event. We're gonna do kind of a clothing drive for her, and that'll help her get off on the right foot. It's already gotten a good start just by word of mouth, I guess. So very awesome.
I just gotta say real quick, Austin, our chat doesn't see Josh has showed up, but for some reason Austin's emoji didn't show up.
On the YouTube chat. It shows up.
Okay,
so it just doesn't
that
show
makes
up
sense.
on our end, you know.
Okay, so Cassie says that Renee requests if it's gently used to please launder it. She has no laundry at the building. Okay, so if it's been sitting in bags for months or years, wash it first and then bring it in. If you would be so kind.
I mean, yeah, I've got 3 big, almost garbage bag fulls. So
makes sense.
She's got a lot of clothes coming, and she's gonna have to launder some of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll make sure to put that out there though. From this point forward, make sure it's laundered before bringing it. But yeah, guys, if you want to jump on this Midwest Mystery Tour, I've got 5 locations set up and a possible 6th one. I'm just waiting back for the email. They reached out to me. If you've followed hunting history, you might have seen our episode on Harbor Village. in Grove, Oklahoma. This place has, I think it's 103 buildings or something like that have been brought in from all over. They're old historic buildings. There's over 500,000 items, historic items,
Wow.
that are at this village. It's a museum. It's an outdoor museum. But we've investigated it before. Got some interesting things. And I was actually out there on my birthday. I took my daughter out there and just kind of walk around. It was actually kind of cool to see her. She was actually interested in checking out the buildings. That was kind of cool.
Cool.
But
Piquing her interest.
The lady there, she's like, "You look familiar to me. Were you in Stomp?" No. She's like, "You look familiar. You know, like I've seen you somewhere before." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm a paranormal researcher. I did an episode of my show here." And she's like, "That's where I've seen you." And I was like, we had a brief moment where she told me like an experience she had. And and then I just went on my way and everything. Well, the next morning on my way to work, I checked my email. They sent, I guess they're going to do a fundraiser event out there.
Oh, cool.
They want to do it on the 28th, but I'm not going to be able to do the 28th.
Right.
But they want me to.
We're going to be crazy.
Yeah, they want me to host an event, like lead an investigation and stuff like that as a fundraiser for them. They're like asking if I'd be able to do that. I was like, I can't do it on the 28th.
Yeah.
Out of state, but if we can do it on the 21st, that would be better. And I could do it, and I'm only 30 minutes away.
That's true.
So I'm waiting to hear back if you guys want to join that one. They're going to be running all that, the ticket sales, all that that's them. So it's not part of the Midwest Mystery Tour, but I am going to be leading that event. So if we get it scheduled on the 21st. So that's a new one that's going to be popping up. But yeah, real quick, I'm going to run through these before we get into tonight's subject, by the way. Real quick, guys, if you want to join us on any of these events, the tickets are available on Eventbrite. Just type in the Midwest Mystery Tour, and normally it'll pull up the events that are closest to you, but you can also go to like my I guess personal Eventbrite page and go to my events and stuff like that. Or if you're on Facebook, just go to the Midwest Mystery Tour, check out the events on that page. But to start it off right now, as of right now, besides the Oklahoma thing, we'll be starting off in Ohio.
It's going to be a long drive. Oh my God, dude.
It will be.
Woo!
We'll be at Middle Point School in Ohio. It's going to be a unique experience, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait,
dude. I'm so excited.
Heard good things about this school from some other investigators who have been there. It's going to be an awesome event. Check it out. Come if you can. If you're not in the Ohio area, I understand. Maybe you'll be in the area for Malvern Manor on October 30th. The day before Halloween, guys. And actually, the investigation is going to bleed into Halloween. It's a Monday, but if I wasn't part of this, I would be like, I would probably still buy tickets for this, honestly. But October 30th, all these events, guys, are going to have a mystery guest at each one. I'm excited for this one. You guys should be excited too.
Real quick, Austin, yes, we are on Kick. Are we broadcasting to Kick right now?
Not right now. I forgot to set it up. I know.
Dave!
It's okay. We'll get it straightened next Monday.
We're on there though, Austin. We are.
Then after that, we're jumping to the Ray County Museum, which I've had some interest popping up lately about this place. Some familiar faces who I've not heard from have been messaging me about this.
Well, and I got some friends who I've been sharing this with, or sharing like details and stuff, and I've sent them links and stuff about the events. And I told them either they could go to the Thomas Building, or we can go to this one. They're located in Kansas. They don't want to travel too far, or Kansas City. And I was like, well, there's two relatively close. And if you love ghost hunting, and they're members at where I work, and they are so into the paranormal, like just like me talking about it in like stories and all that stuff. I'm like, look, here's your chance. Here is your chance. You've been saying you want to go on an investigation with me. Here is your chance.
Right. Let's
do this
for sure.
So they're like, yeah, we'll figure out which one to go to. So all that jazz. But yeah, I can't freaking wait for this one too, which I'll actually be going there on the 23rd of September for an event there as well.
Nice.
Yeah. My birthday.
Well, following that up, we'll hit the Thomas Building, another place I've never been to before. So 2 of these places I've not investigated, and I'm very curious to see what happens. Thomas Building, like I was talking about earlier, we're doing a clothing drive for them, but also this is going to be a fun one because I'm going to tell you guys, I'll give you guys this much about our guest, mystery guest. He likes to experiment too.
Whoa. Never mind. I'm not going to lead into that. Anyways,
hey, what happens in Thomas Building stays in the Thomas Building. This one's gonna be really awesome, guys, and I'm excited for it. Again, I'm always excited for new places, so this is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, we are hitting the Carpenter's Mortuary haunted house attraction in Gentry, Arkansas. Now, this was an actual mortuary.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't let the haunted house attraction thing fool you. This was an actual mortuary, and the activity I've had here has been audible activity. You will hear voices, you will hear things, and you might even see some things because from what I understand from some of the actors who've worked there after my episode premiered, I started hearing some more stories about them being grabbed and seeing shadows and stuff like that. So guys, this one would be an amazing one to go to. It's going to be huge. Huge. So, like I said, go to Eventbrite, check out the Midwest Mystery Tour. Go to Facebook and check out the Midwest Mystery Tour. Go to the event links. You can find the events there. Get your tickets, actually, as soon as you can, because tickets have already been selling.
Also, just real quick,
they are limited. They are limited.
Definitely. Also, if you can't go, we totally understand. The economy, all that good jazz, personal life, understand. I do ask that if you wouldn't mind just sharing it on your socials, sharing it with your paranormal circles, getting it out there to people, because we can only do so much. We have so much reach, right, of how many people we get to have exposure to, like how much we can share it out to. Please do us a favor and get it out there if you can. And it's super easy. I'll tell you what to do. If you guys can't share it on Facebook, or if you can't figure it out, whatever, all you have to do is go to that Eventbrite page, copy the URL code, put it into your Facebook, like when you're going to make a status or a post or something, put it in there, and then just make a little caption. Hey, my friends are doing this paranormal mystery tour, or they're doing this thing, and then just, get it on out there.
And if you want to get it to a lot of people, go at everyone.
At everyone, and then you can even throw in some like hashtags too. Hashtag paranormal. Hashtags. Some people don't use them, but it is still a thing.
It's a thing.
It is a thing. Kelly actually has a question. Let's answer this question before we get into it.
Real quick question for you guys, and Austin, feel free to answer as well. But do you guys think the spirits that stay at these high traffic areas like Malvern get tired of people pissing with them? You know what? Probably. I love the terminology.
That's great. It's great.
But if you think about like the video that Josh has of the woman screaming,
oh God,
us pissing with them causes activity like that, and that's what we want to capture and experience, right?
Yes.
I don't more fun that way.
I don't know how Josh's videos haven't gotten bigger. I really don't. Same with Austin. I don't know how his channel's hasn't gotten bigger.
Yeah.
So I just good quality entertainment, or not entertainment, but good quality. Well, it is entertainment, but good quality investigating, and it's. I would have to agree with you on that. I feel like some of them do, especially the intelligent ones, but the residual where it just kind of happens, because there's many different types of spirits or entities out there. In which you could be just coming across a glitch in the Matrix, and then a repeating event happens, right? Like a soldier is walking across the battlefield, or the lady is sitting in the window waiting for her love who died and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like it just, Yeah, it really just depends, but I definitely agree. I think some absolutely, like, they're just tired of seeing people like, oh my god, we just answered who we were, what we're doing. Like, that's why I feel like when we go to ask questions, ask more like detailed and then like
Specific.
out there specific questions.
The out
So,
there questions, like, you know, are you in the fourth dimension,
yeah,
or are you able to traverse from where you're at to where we're at and be able to
yeah,
manipulate things and
like
what have you?
we also like truly don't know, right? Like, we don't truly know if we're dealing with spirits or if we're dealing with energy manifestation from some other time, some other period, right? Like,
Ew. I hear
okay.
those manifestations attract bears.
Oh, you know, as long as it's got honey. I'm kidding.
Mm.
Bears will come at more than just honey, anyways. Depends what kind of bears you're talking about, but
I'm not even
no,
gonna say what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna do it.
probably
I'm
a good
not gonna
idea.
do it.
Save it,
We're not gonna do this. This is a family friendly show. Darn it.
save it for TikTok. Uh, save it for a clip for TikTok. But
They'll take it down.
I definitely think obviously we're still dealing with spirits on some sense, but I think there could be some other things out there that we just can't explain, right?
I mean, what is a spirit really? Is it
What
really
is
the
spirit?
dead?
Is it? We don't know.
Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, the events, those ones are set. The guys, the tickets are available. Like I said, get them as soon as you can. I'm actually, this is what's really cool. I just told Charles before the show. This is the first he learned of it. I'm
Yes.
actually buying some new equipment for
What?
this tour. For this tour.
Well,
So you
that's,
guys, so you guys get to play with some new toys with me.
so I would actually. I'm not. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. We're just Dave's getting some new equipment that I'm very excited for. A little
I'm jealous,
bummed about. I'm not. I'm not jealous. Really, it's not jealousy. It's more of like, are you freaking kidding me? Anyways, because I was barking up that tree for a while, but anyways, um,
Hey, maybe I'll give it to you after the tour.
just
Little thank you gift.
don't even. We're good. But I'm excited to see what we get. Like, yeah, this is the biggest trip for paranormal I've ever been on. I've never been out to freaking Ohio, like, ever. So I can't wait to go out there. And then who knows? Like, I'm going to ask you this. Like, who knows? Maybe we'll make some stops along the way. Like, we got some time to kill in certain areas, so maybe we'll stop by a few places just to check it out. Doesn't mean we'll get to investigate, right?
Go
Like,
live.
well, yeah, and I was thinking like maybe I'll bring my camera or something. We could shoot little vlogs, and throw it up, and
Find some museums and stuff
Yeah.
along the way. The
What I was
old
thinking,
historic
too,
houses and stuff. That'd be
if we could figure it out. I know you can't take your your freaking computer with you, but I could bring my laptop with me, and if we can figure out how to get like some things working, we could maybe do a little bit of editing, throw up some videos, like just have you guys in the loop with this.
yeah. Like I could have you drive and I'll sit there and edit.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Just I would bring your external hard drive because mine's not the greatest.
Okay.
Cool. Anyways, shall we get into it? Shall we talk about some craziness?
Deep dive into
So-
this.
I've actually got a little bit of a video. It's like a 2-minute video. It's an archival video of some of the clips.
Not on Pornhub, right?
No,
Okay.
no, that'd be horrible. It's an archival video of some stuff. I guess some of you guys might not understand it. I'm hoping YouTube doesn't flag it for us. Like,
Whoa!
I'm
Oh, you said
hoping
flag it.
Flag it.
Wow,
So
man.
it's about
That
2
was-
minutes, but I just wanted to play it just to kind of set the tone here of what we're getting into. Yes.
It's American flags. Are you playing American flags?
No, I wish. That's a great one. Have you listened? Wait,
Yes.
never mind. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop right there. All right. So this is an archival video from a news channel. I'm guessing in Ohio. I'm not 100% sure, but it's WCPO 9. So that just YouTube. I'm giving
Like a
full
Star
credit
Wars
to
thing?
people. Right, WCPO 9. That does sound like a Star Wars thing. All right. Let's just play this, shall we? Fortunately, there's no audio, but it's just clips.
Did you select the audio thing?
Yeah, no, there's no audio. There's really no audio. There's just like random sounds. Like there's that, but the crime scene, them boarding up the house. There's a little bit of some stuff there. That's the murder house that they call it.
This is all about peeps.
Yes. I'm surprised they let that many people close to the house. That close.
Right? No doubt.
This is back in the 70s. All right, that's Ruppert. What's his name?
James Ruppert.
Thank you. That's James, the killer. As you can tell, he's handcuffed.
That's who we're going to be talking about.
Yep.
That looked like a movie theater.
A little bit. That's what I thought too.
Concession stand at a jail.
It's in the courtroom. I don't know which trial this is, but he had 3 trials. So,
isn't it true that you have no way of telling the court what Mr. Ruppert's ability to rationally discuss the case with his attorneys, to rationally assist in the preparation of a defense would be if he were not under the effect of either a major tranquilizer such as Thorazine or Trilofan at this time? Isn't that right?
I have no specific way of telling that other than to say that during the course of my examination with him, he was able at that time and under that condition with that dosage of medication to rationally confer with me and talk to me about what had happened.
it's him and his lawyer talking, which was the guy that was just talking, I believe. I think this might have been the 3rd trial, by the way. And then
This is his family.
this is his brother's family. So that is his brother right here. That's his wife.
Let's do this real quick. So because they don't know exactly, if they didn't look it up yet.
That's fair.
So we need to introduce the Easter Sunday Massacre. So the Easter Sunday Massacre obviously occurred on Easter Sunday. This was back on March 30th of 1975. James Ruppert fatally shot 11 members of his own family in his mother's house in Hamilton, Ohio. We should make a stop there.
Oh, we should. That just hit too when you said it. Our minds went boop.
Oh, we should totally stop there.
If we can, I think there's somebody living there. Just get some pictures outside. Just chat. Yeah, I would down. I'd be so down. So down.
You guys want to see that, right? You want to see it?
Totally want to see it.
You want to see it? I know you want to see it. But anyway, yeah, he brutally murdered 11 members of his family on Easter Sunday. And obviously this is the family right here.
It's so sad. So obviously it's his brother who is the gentleman, the bigger gentleman, and then his wife, which I'm going to tell you guys now. Well, we'll get into it here in a second, actually. And then there are 8 children, right? Which, unfortunately, all of them were killed. So the youngest, I believe, was 4, which I actually had a picture of it.
Right there on the middle.
Yeah. Just can't remember his name. I came across a video though. A picture of. It had the names and then where they were found in the house, and I was going to share that too, but it's not coming up.
Okay. Well, let's just jump into the.
Yeah, keep
the
on going.
story.
Keep on going. Yep.
You can go ahead and take that down if you'd like. Okay. So Easter Sunday, probably sometime near the time of the day that, you would wake up, James Ruppert was in the process of killing his entire family.
Yeah.
So James was apparently an excellent marksman. And in fact, that's how he murdered his family.
Yeah, he had 4 different guns. Which before then though, in oh gosh, which birthday was it? Somebody saw him on one of his birthdays with a pistol practicing outside, and so that he knew how to shoot a gun. Right? That just shows that he knew how to shoot at least a revolver. And yeah, you're exactly right. He was actually a really good marksman, and he was so good that in these killings, unfortunately, he would shoot them in the leg, and then as they lay on the ground, he would either shoot them in the heart or the head, finishing them off. Right. So he had enough accuracy to shoot them in a specific body part
where he needed to.
Yeah.
So James Irvin Ruppert was born on March 29th, 1934. His early life was apparently sad and abusive. Yeah. His mother, Charity, often called him a mistake because she had wanted a daughter. His father, Leonard, was a violent man with a quick temper and little time or affection for his two sons. He died in 1947, so he wasn't there. Daddy wasn't there. When James was 12 and his brother Leonard was 14 is when his father died. Apparently, obviously, he wasn't missed. Leonard Jr., James's brother, became the head of the family and, according to James, picked on him incessantly.
Yeah.
James did poorly in school, had a few friends, and was always smaller than his brother. As an adult, he was only 5'6" and weighed 135 pounds. Mm-hmm. At 16, James was so unhappy at home that he attempted suicide by hanging himself with a sheet. He failed and resigned himself to an unremarkable life. As he got older, his resentment for his brother grew. James ended up flunking out of college after only 2 years, while Leonard earned a degree in electrical engineering and excelled in sports. To make matters worse, Leonard married one of the few girlfriends that James ever had, with whom he had 8 children.
Oof.
It's like salt in the wound, isn't it?
Could you imagine, like, one of the only and best things to ever happen to your life just gets stolen by your douchebag brother?
Yeah, the one that's been beating you up and picking on you.
And then he has, like, 8 children with her, and you're like, man, that could have been me. That could have been me. Nope, not anymore.
His brother, Leonard, had a great job with General Electric, where James, at the age of 41, was unemployed and living with his mother. On top of it all, James owed money to his wife and brother. Wait.
What?
His wife and I think his brother and
his brother's wife.
Yeah. From whom he had borrowed large sums after losing what little he had in the stock market crash of 73 and 74. Charity was frustrated with his inability to keep a job and his constant drinking, and she threatened to evict him. I guess Charity was his mother. The threat seems to have been what finally set James over the edge. Now, before we get into more of this, let's just kind of go through that right there. Like, if you're, psychologically looking for little tidbits of what made this man the way he is,
there's several things.
There's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot. Well, starting off, his dad was horrible. His mom was horrible.
Abusive.
They called him a mistake. Absolutely abusive. They favored his brother all the time. In school, his brother excelled more, had more friends.
Yeah.
Brother stole his girlfriend.
There's a lot of jealousy and probably like some resentment built up.
Yeah,
there.
That's a lot of built up aggression and hate, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to sympathize with the guy, but it's to understand why he became and did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And something on his third trial, which we'll get into here in a minute, bit, just blows my mind in the third trial. But not trying to be dark there, but that was a horrible way of saying things.
Really bad pun.
That was a really bad pun. That was horrible. But yeah, it just, the dude was pretty much driven. Like, he had probable cause. Like, there is straight probable cause here. If you're looking from this as an investigator.
If he were to murdered his, like, father. No, shit, maybe he did. I don't know. I've got to look up his father's death now.
Well, his father
died in 74 or 47. So that would have made.
Yeah, when James was 12.
I mean, 12-year-olds.
James was 12 and Leonard was 14. He wasn't missed. Maybe that was his first kill. You know?
Maybe.
Because I always say your first kill, and then
Yeah. Maybe that haunted him throughout the rest of his life, and he just,
maybe
I don't want to do it again, but you're a son of a bitch.
yeah, exactly.
So I don't know, man. Like, I feel bad for kids that grow up that way, where it's just nothing but being shit on your entire life.
And then they, well, what? How could it happen? Like,
Yeah. Like,
he
you
was
don't know
literally
how this could
driven
happen.
to insanity. Yeah, like mental health, men's mental health, not more importantly, but men's mental health is so overlooked. So
Even as we're adults, like, it's overlooked.
yeah, exactly. Like, it just, man, horrible.
Yeah. So let that be a lesson to everybody. If your kid, know if your kids are like shitting on some kid, if they're picking on being bullies or whatever, you put a stop to that.
Some light bullying's okay.
Yeah, I mean, like
some poking fun with each other at the playground. That's one thing. But like physically beating someone, shoving them in lockers, putting their heads in toilets, like that's not okay.
Yeah,
that's not okay.
You got to put your foot down somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on March 29th of James's birthday, witnesses later reported, this is what you were talking about.
That's what I was talking
about. Seeing him shooting at cans with the .357 Magnum. And honestly, like that gun's got some kick.
357s? Oh yeah.
Along the banks of the Great Miami River in Hamilton.
Yeah.
He went out later that night, and at the 19th hole cocktail lounge, he talked with employee Wanda Bishop. She later recalled that James seemingly deeply depressed, and talked about his mother's demands on him and her threatened eviction. He said that he needed to solve the problem. He left the bar at 11 p.m. that night and later returned. When asked if he had solved his problem, he replied, "No, not yet."
Of course not.
He stayed until the bar closed at 2:30 a.m.
So there was definitely some premeditation for these murders.
I would have to agree. I don't care if you're drunk or not, but like clearly he wasn't drunk enough at that point to be thinking about it, because like he was there even at 11. Like, you're gonna think about things and you're gonna premeditate stuff before you're hammered, and by 2:30, you're gonna be hammered. If he left at 11 and came back, was likely not drunk.
Probably not. Austin, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. That's horrible.
What happened?
His head was being used as a plunger. He had a few swirlies in his life.
Yep. Hey, that happened to me growing up. Four older brothers.
I would beat the crap out of anybody if they did that to me. I've only ever come close to being into 2 fights in my life, ever, and like willingly wanting to get into a fight with two other occasions, but they never happened. So that's probably a good idea.
Probably.
Nobody picked on me to that extent. They would say things, but I'd just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
No physical altercations happened, which is probably a good thing.
Oh, by junior high, I was beating up bullies. Literally,
I became a monster.
we had this real scrawny kid in PE class, and I watched one of these guys like over there like slapping him and stuff, like making him cry and shit. So I walked over there and I popped the dude, and he started crying, and I was like, "You don't like it, do you?" Popped him.
How's that feel? Huh?
I popped him again. I was like, if you ever say one word negatively to this kid again, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah.
And so he was nice to him for the rest of the year. But even in high school, like as a senior in high school, like I would stick up for some of the freshmen, because some of the sophomores thought they had the right to pick on the freshmen. It's like, you're not
right
any better,
right.
You know? So yeah, I'll tell you about this one real quick. There was this MPE class. Guy was bigger than me. Picking on freshmen. He was only a sophomore. So we were playing football outside. The first incident, the coaches weren't watching, so we started playing tackle football. He was on the other team. And the freshman, there was only me and one other guy that was a senior in PE. well, the freshman, they gave him the ball to run because he was bigger than most everybody else, and nobody else was tackling him. I was like, guys, just jump in there and get him. So they ran the ball again. I ran over there, grabbed him, swung him down. His head bounces off the ground, and coach hears the sound, turns around, he's like, Glenhead, we are not playing tackle.
Oh,
And-
man.
which was funny. So like any other time, like in high school, I was a defensive back. I was a safety / corner. I would always line up over this dude and just blanket the guy, and he gave up like in mid route, just stopped playing basically. I would shut it down. Like I'm not to brag, I was really good at football. But that kind of stuff, like I love doing that. We'd body check him, and when we played floor hockey, we'd bounce him into the stands. It was hilarious. Coaches laughed at it too. But anyway,
Who's the bully, Dave?
I bullied the bullies.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get it.
I made it a point to like make things reconcile
What?
with their actions.
Austin says, I remember that day you hurt my head bad. I don't know what that means.
Which day is? I don't know.
Did you bounce his head off a wall or something? Dang, Dave.
I mean, maybe a headboard.
What?
Just the headboard.
Just the headboard. Just a quick brake check.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Austin. I love you, but not like that.
Yeah. Anyways, let's.
I've never tackled you during football. You've never played football against me. Even at my age, I'd probably pummel your ass.
Probably.
I'd shut it down.
No offense, Austin, but he'd probably break you, bud. Just saying.
I'd lock it down.
Just saying. It's
Until I was out of
a
breath.
lot of beef on those bones, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you do some lifting. You even lift, bro?
You even live, bro. I can do like 5 giggles.
Right.
No, that's
what?
Anyway, back to the story. Back to our story, huh?
Enough about beating the crap out of people.
We're not advocating YouTube about doing any of that.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
All right. So on Easter Sunday, right?
Yep.
Leonard and his wife Alma brought their 8 children, ranging from 4 to 17, to see their grandmother at the house on Minor Avenue. James stayed upstairs, sleeping off his night of drinking, while the children enjoyed an Easter egg hunt in the front yard. Afterwards, they came inside while Charity, their mom, Alma, and Leonard finished lunch preparations. The children played in the living room. So around 4 p.m., James woke up. He must have been hammered.
Yeah, really, really hammered.
Waking up at 4 with all that noise? Jeez.
Well,
So
sorry, real quick. Before, somebody had mentioned about... So there's conflicting stories here, because I read in a different article where his brother had mentioned about something about paying off the car or paying something off, and that's what made him snap. Or somebody had mentioned something like that, and that's what made him snap. I know I read that in a different article. I just can't remember which one, and I don't have it in front of me. But it could be, maybe he was trying to go back to sleep, and then those kids were just...
So maybe it wasn't only the eviction thing.
Yeah. Well, that owned the money, remember?
Owing money. Yeah. Well, his mom threatened to evict him.
Right, but then if he owed his brother and his brother's wife money so that's two things right there.
Yeah.
You're deadbeat. You can't pay us anything. I'm going to kick you out. And then he just snapped.
Yeah. So around 4 p.m., James woke up, loaded his .357 Magnum, 2 .22 caliber handguns, and a rifle, and went downstairs. He entered the kitchen where he shot and killed Leonard, Alma, and his mom. His
Real
nephew
quick.
Dave. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. Leonard was 42. Alma was 38. So when you say their name, I'm going to say how old they were too.
And their mom.
Know. Yeah.
Their mother.
And the mom, she was 65.
His nephew David,
which he was 11.
and his nieces Teresa and Carol.
Teresa was 9, and Carol was 13.
Were also in the kitchen. He killed them too.
Yeah.
James then rushed into the living room where he killed his niece Anne.
Anne was 12.
His 4 remaining nephews, Leonard III,
17.
Michael,
16.
Thomas,
15.
and John.
Who was 4. He was the youngest.
He killed each of his victims by first taking a disabling shot and then finishing them off with a shot to the head or heart. The massacre took less than 5 minutes to complete. James sat in the house for 3 hours before he called the police. When they arrived, he was waiting for them just inside the front door. The police described the scene as a slaughterhouse. There was so much blood splashed about that it was dripping through the floorboards into the basement.
Yeah.
To this day, it's said that the stains can still be seen on the wood.
Yeah, I actually did watch a video about that where the lady supposedly living there currently let a news crew in, and she showed them the blood splatter on the basement steps going down into the basement.
Damn.
Yeah, it's wild. And then I was going to say too, which did you mention that James was the one that called it in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, James called it in and told them that
3
there's
hours
been a
later.
shooting. Yeah, 3 hours. So let's see if the article, because I think I know which article you're reading.
Yeah.
He literally sat in the dining chair. They said what they said from the trial, that he literally sat in the dining chair and enjoyed the peace and quiet until he called the police. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
So what you were saying about, like, you know, where the news crew have seen the bloodstains, like whenever I was working on that Evil in Elkland,
Yeah.
like maybe we should do a show on that too, by the way, because I have some
well.
footage. When I went to the uncle's house where his wife was shot in the head,
Yeah.
I could still see the blood stain through the paint
Wow.
that they tried to paint over on the wall. Like you can see this, it wasn't red, it was just a discoloration of the paint. It
Yeah.
was like, it was odd to be there and to see that, and diving as deep as I was diving into this story, like that story,
Yeah.
like it's blood
It
curdling.
kind of
Like,
makes it real, right?
Yeah.
It just,
Oh, yeah.
like reading it and seeing everything, but when you see that, like, that's why I respect going to like Civil War locations where there's literal bullet holes in the buildings or
Yeah.
stains on the floors, like you were saying. It makes it real.
Yeah. Like the Bonnie and Clyde apartment in Joplin, when we went there,
Yeah.
we saw the bullet holes in the wall in the building, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
It puts it in perspective for you for sure.
100%. You want to continue? Like,
Sure.
story? Or
Let's see. Last thing you said was the wait, which story about what?
like after, like, the massacre took less than 5 minutes to complete. Do you want to? He
There
just
it is.
called
Yeah. So James sat in the house for 3 hours before he called the police. When they arrived, he was waiting for them inside the front door. The police oh yeah, you already said that.
Yeah.
The murder shocked the small community and made headlines across the country. Those who knew James never believed that he was capable of such violence. He was quiet, unassuming man and a perfect neighbor. That's it, right? The quiet ones. It's
The
always
unassuming.
the quiet ones. Exactly. Perfect. So James was arrested and charged with 11 counts of aggregated homicide. He refused to answer any questions and was very uncooperative. He made it clear that he planned to offer insanity as defense. Prosecutors believe that he planned to plead insanity and then, after being cured, would be released to inherit the $300,000 inheritance. So he definitely knew, like,
Yeah.
$300,000, boom, and he'd be like, I can make my getaway and just be gone, right?
Yeah. If you're going to, like, offer insanity, you know,
Yes,
like, oh, I screwed up. I screwed up.
Yeah. exactly.
Let's make a way to get out of it. The insanity.
So the original trial was held in Hamilton. A 3-judge panel found James guilty of 11 counts of murder and sentenced him to life in prison. A mistrial was declared, and a second trial was held in Findlay, Ohio. So the reason why they had a second trial is because James had declared that it was unfair and biased because it was in the hometown. So that's why, and he won that. He won that appeal. So they had to have a hearing at a different place, which is in Ohio, of course. So the next trial, or the mistrial, so it was 125 miles north to have that fair trial.
Yeah.
The second trial began in June 1975, and prosecutors offered new evidence about James's target shooting and statements about solving his problems in July. He received a new sentence of 11 consecutive life sentences in prison. So that right there is like what I said earlier, where he showed premeditated murder. He showed anticipation of killing, of having a solution. Now, I'm sure they argued, well, how could you know that's what he meant? Maybe he was going to get a loan or something. You know what I mean? Like just throwing out excuses because lawyers will do that. But I couldn't defend anybody. There's no way I could be a lawyer that's caught killing 8 kids. No. There's no way.
There'd be social justice there. I would.
Oh yeah, like there's a special place in hell for you, good sir.
Yeah. So I would probably take the law into my own hands and act accordingly. Probably.
Well, don't try that in a small town. You'll find out what's going to happen. Like, what's the guy that was shot on live camera because didn't he kill like some guy's daughter or some guy's child? I think it was some guy's kid. And then he's like at a telephone booth, and this guy's being walked through, and he's talking to someone, and he tells them something, and then turns around and literally just shoots the guy right there. Boom, done in front of the law. Took matters into his own hands because
the law wasn't going to
always get it done. Exactly, the system doesn't always get it done. We're seeing that a lot in today's world.
And this is something I don't understand is like the consecutive life sentences. What good does that do outside of making sure they don't get out? Just say you're going to be here for life.
It doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Like the reason why they said consecutive life sentences is because he took 11 lives.
I get that. But
I understand where you're coming from. And honestly, I think there's several things in society where law is way too lax. Especially like drunk drivers that kill people, way too lax.
I think if you're going to get a life sentence, or if you're getting a multiple life sentence, I think there should be an element of torture throughout that.
Yeah, see, absolutely.
Hell on earth.
The justice system has always sucked.
Hell on earth is what I'm calling.
Oh, absolutely.
And then let's I've always been an advocate of this. Let's bring back public executions, hangings.
That'll make people find out real fast. That'll straighten people out.
Yeah, you think they say it's more violent today than it was in the Wild West.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. Look at Chicago. Look at California, dude. In California, people are literally flash mob stealing from stores.
Yeah,
there was a Nordstrom's within the last week that a flash mob came in and just stole a ton of stuff, and they can't do a thing about it.
Or the teenagers that are doing like this whole TikTok challenge where they steal a car.
Oh my god, dude! Don't get me
started. 12-year-old. There was a 12-year-old in Chicago that stole a car, drove it into another car, and killed the mother and the baby. Like, there's so much stupidity in this world right now.
There is.
Like in the Wild West days, they would shoot each other for calling each other a liar.
It boils down to parenting.
Oh, there's that too, but like. As far as crime versus like punishment,
Wild
West, you would get hung.
Oh, instantly.
Stealing cattle,
you get hung. You get shot.
Yeah.
Like
now, like if we change the laws where there was public hangings or whatever, public executions for certain crimes. I'm not going to say all crimes, but certain crimes.
All right.
I think that would deter some people from.
You stole an apple. Let's cut off a finger.
Cut off his hand. Yeah, you stole, cut off the hand. Boom.
Exactly.
All right, that nub?
Right. Let that be a reminder to you. So James appealed, and a new trial So a third trial was granted in 1982. Defense attorney Hugh D. Holbach convinced his client was insane, personally funded the hiring of expert psychiatrists from all over the country. On July 23rd, another three-judge panel could James guilty of 2 counts. That's worded wrong. Found James guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder, his mother and his brother, but found him not guilty of the other 9 counts by reason of insanity. Are you freaking kidding me?
So I'm going to assume they think that the first 2 were premeditated, but once he got in that zone, blacked out.
That's the only thing I can assume what they went on. Is he was like, oh, I didn't realize it happened. I just came to in the chair and I looked around and everybody was dead. Oh my god!
So pow pow, no witnesses.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's all I can think.
It's just ridiculous. So he received 1 life sentence for each guilty count, 2 life sentences, to be served consecutively. Between 1972 and 1976, the death penalty had been suspended in the United States as a result of a pending U.S. Supreme Court decision. So James could not be sentenced to death for his crimes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. James Ruppert remains incarcerated today in Allen Oakwood Correctional Institution in Lima, Ohio. He was granted his first parole board hearing in 1995, but his release was denied. As was his latest attempt at parole in April 2015, there is a very good chance that he will die behind bars.
Well, and update.
Yes.
He died from natural causes on June 4th of 2022.
Which, back in 2020 or 2021, the lady that lives in the current house, I don't know if she's still there or not, but the video that I watched where she was talking to the news crew, she was worried, not necessarily afraid, of because he was coming up on a third, appeal, third, not appeal, what is it, third,
hearing,
parole, a third
parole.
chance at parole, and it was going to be 2025, but since he died,
so let me take over here real quick.
go for it.
In the wake of the murders, the 11 victims were buried in the Arlington Memorial Gardens in Cincinnati. A year later, the house on Minor Avenue was opened to the public, and all of the contents were sold at auction. That's freaking creepy.
Yeah.
It was cleaned up, carpets were placed over the bloodstains that could not be removed, and it was rented out to a family that was new to the area and had no idea of the horrifying events that occurred there. They quickly moved out, which they either found out about what happened there or something else was going on. After leaving the house, they claimed to hear voices and strange noises that they could not explain. Lights turned on and off, doors slammed, and thudding footsteps were often heard coming down the stairs. They were not the last to move in and quickly leave. A number of families moved in and out of the house, and none of them stayed for very long. All of them reported sounds and voices that could not be explained. The house was abandoned for several years, but the last family that moved in reporting nothing out of the ordinary. Whatever eerie haunting that had plagued the previous tenants was possibly over at last. Perhaps the echo of the events in 1975 seemed to leave an indelible mark on the house. Perhaps it faded away. Perhaps not, though. Maybe some people are just not paying attention,
Man. Heavy.
It's a gruesome story, honestly. If you're gonna murder kids, that's just number one, yeah, it's insane. But for somebody to do something so horrible to a child, that there's a bigger demon inside that person than somebody that would kill a grown man.
It makes me think Did he think no witnesses, or was it a like, you remind me too much of my brother or the girl that I once loved? Bang, bang.
Like with the kids,
Yeah.
or maybe I'm still gonna hurt my brother even though he's dead. Like he's gonna hurt in the afterlife. He's gonna hurt forever. I'm gonna take his kid's life. I'm gonna end everything about him.
I'm gonna end all that I know that basically is any reminder of the past.
I'm gonna erase my brother, his lineage, everything. I'm erasing him.
Wow.
Like that.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, the lineage thing.
Yeah, the thoughts that go behind that shit is insane. Like Austin said, insane.
Yeah, absolutely insane, dude. Absolutely. It's whoo, I couldn't do it. There's no way.
No way in hell.
Like,
no.
And it makes me think, I feel bad, and I feel for all the service members that had to deal with something like this, where they were forced to
take out a child.
Because in the Middle East, they train those kids from the start how to shoot a gun, or
they get them to blow themselves up or something. Like, I know a guy who has actually had to shoot a child because the kid had a bomb on him, and he was coming toward their base there, their encampment. Yeah,
I honestly I feel for every veteran that has psychological disorders because of stuff like that. And our country, our government, does not take care of our men and women like they should.
Not at all.
And it's a shame. It's absolutely a shame.
So let this story be a reminder to everybody. Like, make sure you don't know what people are going through. Treat them well.
Yeah. Yes.
Treat them well. Listen to them if they have problems. You don't have to be their therapist, but like, just them blowing off steam, like that's therapeutical in itself.
Be an ear. Be like, if you believe in it, offer to pray for them. If they don't want prayer, that's fine. They don't. You know what I mean? Like, if that's not their thing, that's fine. But at least you offered it, right? Like just be kind to each other.
You never know. Being nice to somebody could make their day. Could change their mind from killing their family
or themselves.
Or themselves. Like you could change somebody's day just by being the nice soul that they met all day.
My favorite sayings, and it doesn't really have anything to do with this, but I like saying it. Be kind, rewind. It's from a movie. I know it's crazy.
I know. Hey guys, speaking of Be Kind, Rewind, just throwing this out there because we haven't done this in a while. If you like the kind of topics that we bring up on the show, if you like the show, I mean, some of you do, you're returning. Please go to our Haunting History store. It's hauntinghistory.threadless.com. Pick you up a badass Boogeyman Radio t-shirt or any of the other shirts that are available. If you get a Boogeyman Radio t-shirt, this right here, this is the badass shirt. Send in a picture like Terry Mosby did. See that?
Love Terry.
Shout out to Terry. You're awesome. You guys, if you get a shirt, send us a picture of you in the shirt. We'll shout you out on the show, shout you out on our Facebook page and whatnot. And also, those proceeds help us with our show. When we travel, when we do things, we can actually like bring it to you, these vlogs and all that. So support us any way you can, advertising, whatever. But if you
like us on like us on Kick, like us on TikTok, like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, like us on Twitter. We're all over the place, guys. Our X. Yeah, not Twitter, X now, sorry.
Yeah.
X-Force. Just look us up. We're around, and if you would be kind, share it out to people. It goes a long way for sure. And we appreciate y'all being here for sure. And we appreciate all the friendships. It's great. I love seeing people, and I love being able to share with people that we do this. Like, it's so nice. I can talk to members. Like, there's a lot of members where I work that are just like, no way you have a podcast, or no way you're a paranormal investigator. Yeah. I love sharing what I do, even if it's just hobbies. I love sharing what I do with members, and it makes me feel good that they get jazzed about it. That they're like, "Oh, tell us the story," or are you like, or if I haven't seen anybody in a long time, they'll be like, "Hey, have you been on an investigation lately, or have you done it like this lately?" Like yeah, like I'll gladly share with them like my passions, and this is definitely one of my passions. I love talking about out there, weird and interesting things. So
Yeah, and on that, like guys, if you enjoyed this topic, the true crime stuff, smash the like button down there and subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on a replay. Also, guys, one more time, if you want to be part of the Midwest Mystery Tour, get your tickets as soon as you can, because these tickets, when they're sold, they're sold. There are a limited number of spaces on each investigation. Now, you can get, if there's no investigations available, you can get tickets for the presentation and meet and greet.
yes,
So you can come and meet Charles and I, as well as our mystery guests, and see a presentation done by us. And, picture's worth 1,000 words. Come get a picture. Does anybody cuss you out? Yeah,
What?
just
but cuss you out. What?
picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Seriously.
I don't know what I was thinking there. Anyways,
Yeah.
I was like, "What?
Anyway.
Cussing people out for what, Dave? What?
The picture.
Way left there, man."
You got a picture with that piece of.
Oh yeah. That asshole who reviewed my paranormal content in a horrible way that made fun of us. Yeah,
Oh, geez.
that guy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
And also, now that you brought that up, guys, if you haven't yet, go to the Paratainment Review. There's some videos that I've edited, and then there's a couple. There might be one or two that's live. If you go to the live tab on that, you'll see my most recent review. You're gonna love it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So check that out if you haven't yet. Anything you want to add before we jump off here, Chuck?
No, I think we're honestly pretty solid. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Monday.
Yep.
Monday at 8. New time, same place.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly, it's absolutely, if you can. I mean, there's not a ton of information out there. We tried, and it's pretty cut and dry. But I mean, do what do the research if you like. I love it when people like to go and do more research.
Yeah,
do research
learn
for
everything.
yourselves.
We learn a lot on this show.
Yes,
and I hope you guys do too. And appreciate that, Austin.
Thanks, Cassie. Yeah. Love you too. Thanks for staying up with us this late. We know it's way past your bedtime.
I know she's fighting that Z-Quil.
Oh yeah, she is fighting it real hard. I got to take some melatonin here pretty sweet to knock me out. So, good times.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.